You have a grandstand seat here to one of the most momentous events in the history of science. In less than a minute, you will see the most powerful explosion ever witnessed by human eyes. The blast will come out of the horizon just about there. And this is the significance of the moment. This is the first full-scale test of a hydrogen device. If the reaction goes, we're in the thermonuclear era. For the sake of all of us, and for the sake of our country, I know that you join me in wishing this expedition well.
It is now 30 seconds to zero time. Auto goggles are turned away. Deliverable goggles are face first until 10 seconds after the first line.
Once again, we watch the fireball as it falls, proclaiming that Britain joins the United States and Russia as a hydrogen bomb power. The first explosion was made in ideal weather conditions, and it is reported that there was a minimum of radioactive fallout. Britain has become a joint custodian of the deadliest weapon yet devised by man.
The British government has always denied this. Speaking that the government's view is that there is no evidence, either medical or scientific, to link participation in the nuclear weapons test program and the ill health which some of the participants have subsequently suffered. But these bland assurances are undermined by evidence from the time of the tests. Secret British documents from July 1958 reveal that senior RAF officers deliberately avoided giving blood tests to military personnel serving on Christmas Island in order to escape liability. According to Air Commodore W.R. Staum,
if a person was examined and found to be normal before posting to Christmas Island and who later developed leukemia, it might be difficult to refute the allegation that this was due to radiation received at Christmas Island.
There's no evidence whatsoever to suggest there's a link between the tests and future illness. Sadly, everybody tends to become ill as they get older.
Is the Minister aware that some servicemen and servicewomen were given protective clothing and some were barred from it and were asked to roll in the dust of the ground at ground zero? It was a deliberate test. Does the Minister not accept that? Their health was put at risk deliberately to find out the results.
In fact, a 1953 memo from the Defence Research Policy Committee spells out this deliberate policy of exposing men to radiation in order to monitor its effects.
The Army must discover the detailed effects of various types of explosions on equipment, stores, and men, with and without various types of protection.
More likely is continued denial and delay until the veterans die out.
And they've admitted to spraying Norwich in England with vast quantities of cadmium spray from aerial spraying and from shipping at sea, and let the wind blow it in, and then they monitored the health of the people down through the years to see what happened to them. And I never told them, of course. They knew what was happening to them, and of course the doctors would know too that something really was going on, because it had the highest incidence of esophageal cancers and various lung cancers in the country, basically.
Well, you couldn't blame Al-Qaeda.
No, you see, I've always said that if you worry about an enemy anywhere else, when their own government does this on you.
In 1951, the Army spread the bacteria Serratia marcescens over San Francisco. 11 hospital patients developed a mysterious infection, and within days, Edward Nevin died from an illness caused by the same bacteria. Another cover-up ensured the death of a civilian, Harold Blower. Suffering from depression, he was a patient at the New York State Psychiatric Institute. There, he and 5 other patients were unwittingly tested with mind-altering drugs by doctors who signed a secret contract with the U.S. Army. In 1953, CIA employee Frank Olson leaped through his bedroom window on the 10th floor of his New York hotel. 9 days earlier, a fellow CIA scientist had secretly spiked his drink with LSD. It took the government 22 years to acknowledge its role in Frank Olson's death. February 1956. In the heart of New York, Operation Big City is underway. 10 years later, the Army returned. This Washington, D.C. bus station was the site of another secret test. 30 similar trials were conducted at public locations all across America.
Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place at hospitals, universities, and military bases around our nation. Some were unethical, not only by today's standards, but by the standards of the time in which they were.
$59.3 billion. Yeah, cause here we got the money. It's all about money. Tell me about the money. Cause it's all about money. Tell me about the money. Here you got money. Give me the money. Cause I hear you got money. heaven to communicate with beings beyond our planet. Trillions and trillions of dollars made from destroying our planet, all just to make rich fuckers richer. So give me the money. I hear you got money. Give me the money, 'cause it's all about money.
$667 million, $749 million, $56.4 billion,
$1.5 billion,
$59.3 billion,
$18 million, $70 million,
$667 million, $749 million.
Give me the money. It's all about money.
$18 million, $70 million,
$667 million, $749 million, $56.4 billion,
$1.5 billion, $1 billion,
$59.3 billion,
$18 million, $70 million,
$667 million, $749 million, $56.4 billion,
No golden spaceship to explore the universe. No great pyramid to communicate with the rest of the universe.
$70 million,
$667 million, $749 million, $56.4 billion,
$1.5 billion,
$59.3 billion,
$18 million.
Hello, landless peasant fucks. Welcome to the fucking news. I'm barely human. Here are the headlines tonight. Scary international stories made up just for you. Ill-informed rumors and comedy have truths. Armageddon's coming, but what you gonna do? Just stop going to the shops and watch the fucking news. Fascism and tyranny both are being used, but we are all complacent now about the fucking news. Your leaders are all liars, your culture is confused. 9/11 is a lie, the war on terror too. Scare you with New World Order blues. There's a war on for your mind, you know, but who will win or lose? And David Icke will educate with Masonic bloodline views, but you only get who gives a fuck from the fucking news. Soon. Some people say they rule the world and have bases on the moon. In 2012 we'll see if all Eva's stuff is true. And if it is, you can bet it'll be on the fucking news. Cattle die in debt, what bankers' profits rise. Shop for fucking victory and stand for your lives. War is peace and freedom is slavery once again. The planet's fucked. It's your fault. Have a nice weekend.